Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode here on the Cosmic multiplayer server. In today's episode we're going to be building a much larger version of our sugarcane and bone meal farms that we have inside of our mountain. And we're going to build it here down in our farming district. So if we just hop over here, I've selected a spot and I've already carved away the section of the hill here where we're going to build it. It's going to be quite a long machine, so you can see I've marked it off with scaffolding. So actually before we get started, I'll show you all the materials you need to paint along with us in this chest here. Now you can see here you're going to need a fair bit of sticky pistons and slime. You can also do this with half of the materials that you see here, and you see here I've just marked out an array because I was running out of materials, so I've just marked out this array here so I could keep track of exactly how it's going to produce the two separate lines. So what you see here is the items are going to feed into here, and then from the double chest that's going to be here, it's going to be funneled between a storage chest for the sugarcane and then through a composter to get the bone meal as well. So let's get started and get this sugarcane bone meal farm built. Okay guys, welcome back. Unfortunately, the replay mod failed to save the recording of the disastrous build that was the sugarcane farm behind us here. And it has also been 2 weeks since I recorded that particular intro, and if we have a little look around here, there has been a lot going on here in the farming district, but we will cover all of these different areas here in a later video. Instead of giving you the replay construction of this sugarcane farm, instead I'll give you a quick tour of it to show you where some of the disastrous elements that we had during its construction. I'll just come around here, we will hop around to the back, and I'll show you from there to start with. So if we just go up these little paths here, here we go, we can see this machine here. Now, as I said, we had mass amounts of problems as we were building this with the water for one. And what I'll do is actually, we'll just hop back down. What I will say is, if you wish to build this yourself and you're following the ilmango design, place 3 lines of blocks along the bottom like this to hold the water in, because it was an absolute nightmare. I think everything got washed away about 5 times. Even though these blocks weren't in, it still kept on triggering and the water was dropping and it was just a catastrophe. There is also another problem with flowing water, or rather flowing liquids. The lava bucket, which is in here, if it lags out, it will go beyond the point where it will get drawn back in by the observer, and these 2 repeaters will get destroyed. I mean, in the past couple of weeks, I think I've had to replace these about 3 times, I would say. But in saying that, I haven't actually had the machine on for about a week because I've been working on our 9-chunk slime farm, which is miles away from here. But this thing produces an absolute phenomenal amount of resources. So we get, at the minute, that's just what's in there. And I think I took all the bone meal out of it because I've set this up so that everything gets split between going for storage for the sugarcane and for bone mealing half of it as well. But that also leads on to another issue, which is due to the speed of hoppers and hopper priority. As what I was finding is everything on this side, which is the north side of the machine, was funneling down and it was going into storage, not a problem. However, this area here where they join in this hopper was giving priority to everything coming this way, and anything that was coming from this way was backing up. So all of these hoppers here were completely full, and there was no way to get them to pass it through. So everything was just simply despawning along the top here. So we were losing basically half of our entire yield from this farm. So what I've done is I have flipped these around, so now these go in this direction, and they also get broken up into 2 segments. So we have a composter line here, which is actually still got some in there, and then the other ones coming from this block here to the end, I just popped another composter in, and this actually produces, just from these little 2 little sections here, produces absolutely loads. It actually produces more than what that entire side gets when it gets split between these 2 chests here. So we have a nice supply of bone meal that generates from this machine, as well as some of our other machines that we'll cover in a later time, which also generate quite a large amount of bone meal. But let's actually now fire this machine up. so you can hear it in all its horrific glory. So let's flick this on. Wait for it. And there you go, you can hear that there. I've turned down the game audio a little bit because you can hardly hear yourself think with it pounding away there. So let's hop up here and we'll show you it from above. So you can see there that as it grows up, the slime is then pushing it into the hoppers, and then that goes away into storage there. Let's hop down here. And here you can see the lava timer, and that's just flashing on and off there as it goes. Let's just pop around here and shut the machine off so we can hear ourselves think. There we go, that's a lot better there. But it produces absolutely loads. We'll probably be able to, can we still see? No, there's still not some flow through there. One thing that I have noticed, it could be just an issue with our server, is we've had a little bit of a problem with lag due to entities this week, because there's been like phenomenal amounts of like mobs been generated for like farmlands, and sometimes it would crash and the sugarcane would all disappear. But at least with this machine here, though, it may look like it's a big lag machine and what have you, but these it produces, yes, there is a frame rate drop and some client lag, but thankfully this doesn't produce any server lag. The server has no problem in processing this. If we were to have like a giant slime block moving flying machine build, that would lag out your server as well if you're playing on a multiplayer server. But these zero tick farms that luckily don't do anything to a server's performance. But that, folks, is our sugarcane farm. I am going to possibly later today I'm going to record another episode where I'm going to be discussing all of the different farms that we have so far and some of the other services that we provide here at Ravenholm Farms, because you see here we have a nice little storage warehouse, because the amount of resources that are being generated is probably more than I will ever need. So I have actually been giving lots of it away to lots of the other players on the server, but we'll discuss that in another episode. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of a disastrous one because replay is not the best of like, or most cooperative of the mods. Let's just flick that back on. Ooh, actually, we shut that off again just briefly. I will show you as well something else that I added. So if you were to like AFK and leave this machine on, we have here a detection system for when this chest at the top here is full. So what will happen is, as it's generating the sugarcane in here, these fill up, and also the bone meal filling up at a much slower rate. But once it's completely full up to here of bone meal, everything gets prioritized down here, and then once this fills up with bone meal, this chest here will then fill up with sugarcane, and once that's completely full, it will cancel the signal from this redstone block, which will then pass a signal down here, along here, which will then shut the machine off, so that once it's full, these well, three chests on either side are full, basically. The machine will stop, and that's it. It'll only come on then when you actually empty it out. So just to save on a little bit of time, because there's no point in it hammering away there if we're completely full, because you're just wasting time waiting for everything to despawn. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.